I've decided I will do the part 2 on this MK Ultra in respect to Washington DC Ronald Reagan plane crash, helicopter crash. Yeah, this is where I was delivered. One of the countries that pledged to fuck me was Dubai, among others. Several countries here offered Mila Kuchan services. I don't know. Maybe they wanted to fuck him. I don't know. So far, I have received exactly 0 positive feedback from these countries here in respect to the stuff I'm talking about here. It was like this, ladies and gentlemen, that this country here is called Dubai. It was like this that I would find myself on occasion, like this one, and ask funny questions. It was like this. It was like this that Milan Kuchan ordered Slovenian company known as Viator Vector drivers to look throughout the Europe, Western and Eastern, especially Eastern Europe, for certain areas that would remind of house location, Novo Mesto city, certain areas, locations, as well as for the special road signs, which psychiatrists and police afterwards have replicated with idea to dement me. In other words, replicated situations, replicated signs, and replicated area that would somewhat remind of the one in my vicinity here in the Novo Mesto city, for which they started to insist is, I don't know, improved, paved, presented me special road signs, which they afterwards embedded in Novo Mesto area, etc., etc. It was like this, and Robert Golob's assignment was to replicate also MK Ultra locations as well as people, to create as much as fuck up as possible. And the one guilty for this stuff actually is United States of America. Why? Oh, why the fuck would that be? Why the fuck would that be? What exactly was Robert Golob doing in the United States of America? Let me ask you a question. And Milan Kuchan and other criminals from Slovenia. What the fuck were they doing in the United States of America during MK Ultra sessions? You explain this to me. What were they doing there? You told me so that you can record them, so that you can video record them and secure the proofs for me. That's bullshit. We all know that's a bunch of horseshit. Yes, if they get in your country and they see locations, and then they can replicate other locations around the world, and then it's all kinds of shit that grows up out of it, doesn't it? But who is to blame for it? Not Milan Kuchan in this case. I decided I am going to do, due to this plane helicopter crash, that I'm going to continue with this and do a little bit more job. This girl here is I'm going to start with. Oh, this girl became involved in this stuff, I don't know, in 2008. I would say about in 2008. This building is an old building. This is an old building. This was a government building before this building. I think it was a government building, but I'm going to give you some more what I think. This here, this issue, this redhead girl here that you see right there. Um, I think she was involved like since 2008. There was so many people involved in this. Many beautiful young girls and so on. She was the one, she alone stated me when I was asking her, what are the prospects of this relationship to develop into something more, just as she daydreamed about? She indicated me really none. She didn't want to say this loudly and so on, but indirectly she knew about what US government have done to me. She knew it will turn ugly. She knew it will come to this. This is why I came back here to finish this. Maybe in first video I was carried away a little bit, and I want to be very, very precise about it. This is the way it is. The prospect that United States of America government created was such that the females whom they have driven insane through this case, many females were driven so fucking crazy they ended up in a solitude, I should say without the children, for life. And that was because of these British royals that started to brainwash them on royal and on the stuff like this, on all kinds of issues and so on, drove them completely insane, nuts. Now, today I have read a story about the ex-girlfriend from Prince Charles. Actually, it's a King Charles now. Right here, you're gonna see this. She never had any children, and this is what women were destroyed, killed. They were killed. Literally, they were killed. A good-looking woman that otherwise, I'm certain, would excel in life. They started to dream about prince and princess shit, and they ended up in the end in the solitude without having a children. This might be a little bit harsh, it might be difficult, maybe. Well, you always have a time to adopt child if you find yourself in a situation in no how, whichever way. Choice, being alone is always your ultimate choice, and that's the way it should be. But I find this case criminal, rotten, disgusting, and murderous. It affected a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds. It made things difficult for the poor and for the wealthy girls. And when I think about that, I was in between of this stuff. I did have a bad impact on many females in many ways, but it really was not my fault. It really was not my fault. I was straight, I was direct. I told things as they were. It makes no sense to even talk about this stuff. She knew. She was optimistic somehow. But when the time came, she was becoming more and more pessimistic about it. She wanted to say to you that she always comes here, and you see this guy right there next to her? That's supposed to be her superior, whoever this guy is. Or might be even the guy that collects equipment for a military. I don't know. I met so many people involved in this stuff that it's impossible to tell how many people were involved in this stuff. It's insane, because people think in some cases they're actually doing something good. I don't even know what the fuck they think, really. It's difficult. I'm sure that depression can easily settle in, because of the stuff like this. It's all kinds of stuff that is, it's not good. It's not a good situation. Both of these two were nice, but it doesn't help, does it? She wanted to say with him that the two of them, oftentimes, now in 2025, I can say oftentimes come. It's no longer here and there, the way it used to be, but they come. I think they come here to this place already, like, he comes here already for much longer than she does, but together, the two, I think like since 2008, I would say. That's all she wanted to say to you. This building here, this building was here before. Now, I said earlier that this was a government building. No, this was a government building. But this was not a government building in a sense of Homeland Security or whatever fucking security. This used to be a building, I was told, from some mail company, shipping company, etc., is what they claimed me. And they claim me that still it's going to be in portion of the building, such a thing. The only thing I see here is a USPS, that's United States Postal Service, collection box that it is. I don't know. I did the job. I did what I supposed to do. This was a government building. If it was a United States Postal Service that was here, maybe this collection box is here already since very long time. This box has been here very, very, very long time because I remember them dropping off mail. I, however, cannot find. I cannot find for the hell of it, for what they told me, it's going to be. There's still it's going to be this in a portion of the building that still is going to be the original owner of this building. Who the hell was this? United States Postal Service? Maybe it was United States Postal Service. Maybe it was not. I do not know. This box here, that USPS collection box, Prince Andrew used to tell me to drop it off. Mail here. He would send me to drop the mail off with whoever he designated to deliver me drugged up to this location where he would dump the mail. If this goes to prior 90s, this goes to the prehistoric time. Maybe this United States Postal Office is the oldest one in this building. I don't know. This building changed, like they changed the ownership. This building changed the ownership like sometimes like in 2000. I don't know. It's very difficult. Here it says Navy Marine Corps Relief Society, etc., etc., etc. In this place here, I think it was the same thing. But I think they changed the settings completely. They modernized the store. I think this was the place. They had this older ladies. They had really old ladies working inside in there. It was boring as hell. Okay, maybe there was one young, but other than that, they had several older ladies. And it could have that there was something to do with the uniforms and stuff. Okay? I don't know. This doesn't mean shit when I said ownership, ownership of the building. Well, don't be fooled. It can be United States Postal Service that is owner of the building. However, they do lease certain parts of the building to, other government sectors or even private companies. You don't know. You just don't know. In the United States, you don't know. I mean, enough said about this here. Let me see this here, what joint innovation, this and that. These people, I already said, these people are always here. This blue stuff here that you see inside here, interior blue, this, always was like this. What's new here? Okay. Alright. They make changes here. This was the first change that took place in this building. What exactly changed here? Okay. To your left side, you see some kind of flyers and shit right there posted against the wall, or what that is. No, man, that's a passage through. You should be capable to pass through and continue to some, I think, other location. This is just like a hallway. This here that you see, this stuff that is on the left side, this with these flyers or paperwork and something like this. This was, I think, the first change that took place in this building. And this one, I think, it took place finally sometimes in, hell no, 97, 98. Probably correct about that. Okay, fuck that. If they're not showing anything and this and that, I'm not. What is this here? Micro market. Okay, let's see this. Anacostia micro market. Navy Navy exchange. This is a male that is running this stuff. I don't know, man. This is an older man that is inside. It is the boss. That always was the boss. I think it looks the same shit to me as it always was. I don't see nothing new about this. Let's see, this is Navy Exchange. We did go through that one. Okay. Okay, so here they don't give you any information. I can't do that. Naval District, Washington, D.C. This stuff here, then, this here, this was that kind of stuff. This kind of stuff. Yeah, the owner, in my opinion, of this building, the boss, the owner of this, they are the one. This is the original one. This is the most original owner. What the fuck did they say? Naval District, Washington, ADCO. What is this here? I'm going to give you a complete in and out about this building now. That's what I'm going to start. Okay, so what this is what? ADCO. What is the ADCO? Products, meat, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're not going to be doing this today. This is some government building with uncles that you have seen a little earlier. Something like this. This kind of uncles, whatever it is. It's some kind of a government stuff. Is it naval? Who knows? You go back, you enter the building, and you have the first floor, the second floor. Everything is owned by the US government. Everything. Let me give you a little bit more tour here. I'm going to take a little screenshot of this stuff here. This is the main thing. This is the number one thing. This entrance here. This was why I was coming here to this place on the first place. Let me just make sure that this stuff is if it's ready to download, yeah, so that we don't. Okay, what, still did not do that. Okay, let's do this. Oh, maybe I missed on that. So the building is here. Ah, yeah, okay, I did this. Where the hell is the entrance? Entrance, it appears to me, it's here. But what's interesting about this? It is, I admit, it is interesting, and I don't know why would it be the entrance over there, why the entrance would be here. See, they don't even give me, can you imagine this? They don't even give the, because I'm supposed to remember all that stuff, because it's really, really specific building, fuck that. Basically, you enter the building, whichever way it is, and let me just see something else. I don't want to simplify this stuff. Yeah, because here in this case, it's from the left side. You see where the guy is standing? This is where you would enter the building and you would come in here. And yeah, they completely changed. They rearranged everything in 2000, around 2000. Yeah, this is like the second thing that made difference. They had, I think, uniforms and stuff in there with those ladies. There was just a lot of these uniforms and stuff like this, something like that. Okay, they had like 3-4 ladies inside. That's how. Then you come here, and I cannot zoom probably more. Oh, this doesn't help anyways. Yeah, I know. Okay, so you go, I think in this building is strange. You would go into this building like this. Like this, and then it would be like, I don't know, or like this, or it would be straight like this. I don't bloody know. I don't know. They were using again different buildings to also confuse on this issue. So when I say they, I'm going to say American government, Milan Kucan. You see, do you realize how idiotic this stuff sounds? I mean, do you realize how imbecilic this stuff, cretinoidic, idiotic, primitive this stuff sounds like? They were using who? Fucking Milan Kucan. Robert Golob, the so-called Eastern European communists, with whom, together with the heads of FBI, Central Intelligence Agency, American presidents, US Congress people, state people, Department of Homeland Security, that makes fucking sense to you? It does. United States of America did absolutely everything to jump into the Vladimir Putin is pants. And so no wonder when I was in the United States of America between 95 and 2006 and between 2008 to 2010, I no longer could stand even people no more, because it was so malicious. It was so, I felt it was so and the thing is, they can't stand you no more, because they don't want to be responsible. They know that you see through them, that you see them for what they are. And American people are very retaliatory people when they can be. Whenever they can, they will retaliate. Now, they can't retaliate to the federal government. So what they do is they buy themselves European and Japanese cars instead. They found a way to retaliate against themselves, basically. You're going to have in countries where people don't see themselves in a government doing people strange things. And you're going to see in countries where people see themselves in a government absolutely adhering to homemade cars and whatever is home produced and so on. Americans are strange cookies. I don't actually blame them in a way for myself, because there was also people who did not know about this case. And when you start seeing somebody in a funny way, and that person start to see you in a funny way. That's fucking road to nowhere, really. I don't know what it is with this building. I made a mistake with this building. I am gonna fix this immediately so that we aren't gonna go through this shit again. This building had more than one entrance, and it did have a lot of idiots involved in MK Ultra. The idiots insisted me that the only way, and also using other buildings, was through different, and you see the idiots, you can see the idiots, the amplitude of animals right here when the Google Street Maps is forbidden from use. I mean, that tells you enough. I mean, in this building, you can enter it very specifically, either through here from the side. This was what was used during MK Ultra to get in. They were so malicious that they would not even use this here from the main street like this as an option. But they would go, this is the entrance, is right here. This is the entrance. But you know what? There is more entrances than one. Their entrance is also this way. Once they were done fucking around with me, they showed me other entrances. And so there are many entrances. There are different entrances, I learned. But that's one of the entrances. But if somebody is brain fucking you for so long and is involving even other buildings into the business, right? This was a specialty of Merrick Garland, this entrance here, and violence that he ruled within. This was extremely primitive animal that US government used. He was fascinated with causing harm. And this was the entrance, always the entrance. And so since this was the entrance, I have the opportunity to fuck him. And here is how I am going to do that. This floors here, therefore, now what the hell I did now? Let's do it like this. This floors here pertain to the government. This here. This portion of the building, I should say, pertain to the government. This will be this. This was all to the government. What the hell they have there, I don't know. But I think they had some kind of, I don't know. To me, it looked like some kind of administration or something. And this is this parquet, this, they had ladies on 2 floors. They occupied this portion of the building. This is the main thing here. And I don't know. I don't know. Maybe also this portion of the building, but I cannot. Maybe they also occupied this portion of the building. I'm going to explain to you how maybe, why maybe. Maybe because they delivered me, I think, also through this entrance here. You know, all through when you enter through this entrance, I think there was some kind of store or something that, or whatever, that you would go past before turning this way. So, you know, so this is basically how I do this building now all the way. I finish this building. I think that I don't know whether they changed the property. I don't know what the deal is. The ownership, I have no idea. I don't know what it is. They started to make changes in 97, 96, 97. Those are the first changes that would take place, just as I indicated. First was that clothing store, which I demonstrated you, and then they started to make changes also inside the building. So for me, this this isn't so bad. I mean, I do. U.S. collection box. This was always here, and they claimed that this was from some like a postal company and stuff like this. Postal company. I don't think so. They claimed that one time that was I don't know, a company, postal company, that they rented a portion of the building, but I just don't see where the hell that would be. And that must have been after 2000, like in 2002, something like that. Who knows? So I think I did fairly good this one here. You know, it's kind of when you do it the first time and then you do it the second time and then it's a different thing. So I said to myself, as well as mine, I mean, if they push you like this, if they did this stuff to you, then, you know, there is a way maybe to get back at this, you know, for doing this kind of problems and so on. This company is here. They were always here. Whatever you see old here structures, they were always here. And then I don't know. Oh, unfortunate that I know. I was gonna disappear from here, but I cannot. It already, the name says, it says consolidated warehouse. There is nothing else to say other than the warehouse came to life after there was some other building that was smashed down, old junk building. Came to life. This warehouse was the one that was built. Yeah, I agree to that. This one barely was built sometime in the consolidated warehouse, I would say. I don't know, man. Everything rings to me about like 2000. This was one of the first changes that would take effect. I think there's like a private company here next door. What is this, 28? Whatever. They don't say anything. I even remember, I think it was like a father and son that worked here. Something in a sense. Maybe some shop, I have no idea what the hell. Maybe he is in the building next door here, I don't know. But I remember that there was some father-son something, and they were doing pretty good. They were making sense. This consolidated warehouse, I think that they took half of it or something like that, and then there was somebody else who took half of it. The consolidated warehouse, listen, for the consolidated warehouse, I give you year 1997 that came to life. I give you 1997 for the consolidated warehouse. There was some stuff that they needed and so on and so forth. 1997, I tell you what, by the business, the way the business was ran, because I remember the people. 1997, 1998, they took over some business, something that was not really, maybe even government. I think that Washington D.C. privatized this place, and it was this father and son that wanted to go private, and I think this is where they started. And with the time, they had more money and more ambitions, and they ran into this one here. And I think that based on their economy, on the money flow, I would estimate that they started this warehouse. With the money, I'm almost 100% correct every time. Well, in 98, the business really picked up. So, you know, I'm just going to cast 98 into this one here. maybe even 2001. The 2000 will be quite a good year to say. You know, in 98 they did really good. It started to get really good. 2000, I'm going to say. 2001. I'm going to give it 2001 for this house. For this, what you see right there. And I'm still going to come back because I'm going to continue to calculate in my head. I'm going to think about this stuff. And I might find my way back. Hey, if you don't leave me even a picture, I am not going to bother with it. That's crazy. Listen, look at this. Royal Washington Air Duct Cleaning. There was a Mount Everest of torture that went on through here, through this garbage here, through this. This was unimaginable. This shit that went on here was insane. There was no torture here, but there was torture, tremendous torture here. And there was also no torture here, I noticed, in this side of the whatever island, whatever this is here. It was just in a certain, at the end of the MK Ultra on this place here, lynching, when it became evident that, you know, they're either gonna get fucked, they went on to destroy me, to put everything in it to destroy me, with idea to destroy me. Then again, they changed their mind. It's a funny thing. They started to paint like the girl that I demonstrated you in the picture and so on. And that kind of stuff. I mean, they were always in between. They always had a problem. Joe Biden demanded from me this to complete here, and then the White House. It was Joe Biden in our house and was reminding me of something that had nothing to do with reality. Bullshit. And translated this news to me as a form of aid, as a form of assistance. So this trash went ahead to literally extort, to demonstrate that he was doing something good. He was doing something good. It depends how you see it. I already told you what I think about the United States of America and about Americans because of this. Also because of this. So maybe he did something good. Maybe he did something good. This only depends with how much crime United States of America can get away with, because this is the president you voted for. And before Biden, you voted for the same president, Donald Trump. And after Biden, you again voted for the same president, Donald Trump. Maybe he did something good. If you want to go and immigrate, if you find yourself in problems, do not immigrate to the United States of America. Do not immigrate to the country of a punitive psychiatry. Do not immigrate in a country where you will be sold as a trade commodity in return for oil, gas, minerals. If you are from the part of the world that is sensitive to Russia or another big country, United States of America is the country that always sides with the bigger countries. Remember this. With a bigger system. Till they cause enough damage, enough devastation to actually turn the tide, at least, in their favor. I don't think they side with anybody. Really. And so you have a St. Elizabeth campus and so on. Yeah. What I wanted to tell you is that this here department, U.S. Department of Defense, these buildings here, I am going to take, I don't even know why. What we're going to do is we're going to take this here, the girlfriend from Prince Charles was involved in it. If I need to say this. And I was trying to climb her in the pants. I mean, I'm not ashamed of it. And Charles did exactly what he stated he's going to do. He did this. I saw today earlier on the news. He posed with a tooth because he claimed that this is one time that I did fucked him. Claimed that I was trying to take away the girlfriend from him. Well, his romance did not end as is written in media. Maybe that's gonna help him a little bit. Straighten up those teeth. I had no intention to steal anybody, a girlfriend. The lady is 20 years older more than myself, and you know, I'm not saying that she was not good looking, great looking back in the day. But, you know, if this is how you sympathize, express compassion with the people, which I definitely do not want from you, nor from United States of America. I'm not doing this for United States of America. I'm not doing this to buy you out, to pay you out. I'm not doing this to fuck myself, basically, and demonstrate that there is something to you that is humane. Yeah, I am just. This is the city here, Washington D.C., right? So, because I'm not gonna go into this stuff. I am just trying to find some apartment building. To use it as an example. Yeah, you know, this would maybe even, I don't know. Maybe this is, you know, I wish they demonstrate the entrance, right? I mean, the entrance makes more sense, right? Or at least, you know, they would demonstrate other corner of it. But, you know, since they do not, I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna demonstrate you how it is inside of that building. And for me to do this, I'm just going to take this and pop it right here somewhere like this, and let this be let this serve like you know, like a portion of the building that is detached from other, let's just say, identical two buildings that are on the side that you were able to see. Okay, so let's just put it this way. Okay, let's say that these buildings, the three buildings. Yeah. So I am relating to these buildings here. So that you're not gonna, it's called U.S. Department of Defense. You can see it here, boom, boom, like this. We go inside, boom, like this. Okay, this guy, this head, He used to live in an apartment building in Washington, D.C., this guy. And the way you enter this building in the middle, the building in the middle, from this side, was very specific. You would enter the building like this. You would go like this, then you would go up the floor like this, and this is what this office would be. This is what this guy would be. This is what this office would be. You know? Yes, of course, they have other offices, and I was in every office. This was totally government building. They have more offices on every floor. But in this case, in the case of hiring people for, what is it? U.S. Department of Defense, you would go just as I stated right here, because they had another office below. I don't understand. I'm thinking about, I'm not even sure, maybe down in the basement, actually. I'm not even clear about that stuff. But the way you would enter was, let me think about that stuff. The way you would enter is exactly the way I demonstrated you here. I remember these stairs that you would get in. Hell, I might be mistaken. Might have been here on this floor here, because this is, might have been here. Okay? I do think that this is this building's here. There might be actually 4-story building. This is 2-story building, right? Okay, so 3-story building. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 stories. 4-floor building. This is what I think it was. What it is. And yeah, this is the way it is. It was very specific. On the first floor, they had some ladies that they work. Like secretaries or whatever that was. And then on the second floor, he would be there. This would be like a big boss in this center building to hire people. And then upstairs, they would have also other big bosses. There were other big bosses, because I remember that they would send me up there. And I think that they were the people that watch the candidates even. I think this is what they would do, interviews, job interviews, I think. In this building, in the middle, right here. In this building here. Right here, this is where you would enter. This is the way it was. This is the way it was. And this was Obama's big friend, who later on changed the story. That he's actually hiring people for United States Postal Service. He changed the story that he is hiring people for UPS. He changed the story that he's hiring the people. When the fuck was this? After 1990, when it became evident that there was some black girl inside, I was not interested in. Not only that I was not interested in, but that I was not interested in this stuff at all. They wanted to whack me, not in 1990, but they wanted to whack me way before that, because it was torture all the time. Realistically looking, these people didn't look into any kind of assistance, help, but they just looked forward to a schizophrenia like I described in the video part 1. That's basically when you're drugged up and tortured. Disallowed basically to go away or do anything, raped basically into submission, to stay intact in a certain position for duration of whatever may be job hours, or for entire day, or for whatever the person is up to. And so what they would do is they would deliver me here for the torture purposes. Like, people come to work in the morning, and instead of work they would do a lot of torture. or they will do, I should say, next to work torture. For me, this is a schizophrenia, because if you cannot defend yourself and you are raped, compelled, beaten up to the pulp to spend time entertaining yourself on anything to kill time in a most primitive way, this is mental illness. This is a definition of the mental illness, of a real mental illness. I don't know if the mental illness exists, but I know that swines, not people, in Washington, D.C. do, and also in Chicago, and in other parts of the United States of America. Beasts, literally, beasts. So I think I did this one fairly well. Yeah, listen, they had other people, they had... The problem is that they were so cheap with information, they would not share, that I feel actually they were so poor mentally, that it makes, for me, it's like waste of time to even contemplate on answering myself question, who are the other people and what we're doing in this building. I remember some individual who also turned against me, just turned into extreme prejudice, extreme racism. Yeah, I get it. I understand why they were using Milan Kucan, why Milan Kucan was actually so beneficial for this United States of America, the so-called. A little earlier, I mentioned to you Dubai. Milan Kucan prided himself with the Dubai because I just didn't want to have anything to do with Asia, with Dubai, with Mid East, with Africa, with South America, and Milan Kucan was obsessed with the idea of, as he presented himself, equal world. He wanted the world of equal opportunities. That's what he claimed. And in many parts of the world where the corruption to kill you for the money was very welcome, he was accepted as such, even that everybody knew that this was just a murderous son of a bitch who was out there to kill me. And the easiest way was to go through the poor countries, to the socially disadvantaged systems. Different people, different ethnicities, different racial backgrounds to get whatever he wanted. Everybody knew about this. Dubai was just a country that economically surpassed Western countries, and because of that reason, it became, Milan Kucan is symbol of defiance against America, Germany, Britain, and other countries which I glorified. So Milan Kucan created map inside of my head, and nobody else, because rotten Americans, Germans, Britons knew exactly what he's doing. This is that most beautiful part about this Western allies, because they faked friendship with me, special relationship with me, to cater Vladimir Putin, Russia, I should say, to court minerals, gas, oil, petrol. There's no sense to talk about bullshit no more. Dubai was just one location like this. Anything that would remind of certain location is what Kucan would use. Anything. And Kucan did find himself in a funny situations, maybe right here, where and when he would be presenting me an issue as an issue of the Washington, D.C., the airport I'm talking about of Ronald Reagan. Milan Kuchan had Robert Golot target Gulf states, Saudi Arabia area, with goal to misrepresent me, one, as to what I stated. The thing is, I was in every city throughout the Arab Peninsula, every city, and throughout entire Iran, throughout entire area, such as the business of the espionage. Russians had an enormous appetite. They wanted to learn a lot, together with their American counterparts, with their American partners. Did you notice how Americans and Russians sat the first class on the airplane? When I posted on the blogger the latest deja vu, read this here. Read about piece of paper known as naturalized American citizenship, to which Russians and Slovenes regarded as a lunacy certificate. Not on one occasion, in a million occasions, literally laughing in my face in front of Americans, in front of your American swines from Washington, D.C., your U.S. Congress swines, your senators, your American presidents. It didn't bother them. Lunacy certificate. Now it's going to be a lunacy certificate. Now it's going to be a lunacy certificate. Now you're going to get for your money. This is difficult to know where this would be, because there is, just look at this. There is so many waterways here, really. I didn't even thought about this stuff. But Singapore is this. So, you know, is like anything else for me to say here? Little for me to say. Before I even do this, they don't have no maps here, no road map. I am wasting my time. This, I think, was one of the areas, and I would really like to see this location here. Yeah, talking about the building that is of a brown color, darker building. So yeah, I mean, fairly, you know, yeah, sure. I mean, you can be quite honest about this stuff. No, I mean, let's be fucking honest about this. I mean, is this normal to you that you would not that you play some kind of game in which like they had me all over the Singapore. This is exactly where I had a Robert Golob deliver me the area I'm demonstrating you. Is it like normal to you that you would play some kind of game and then you would not even allow a person to see the Google Maps? I mean, you know, I don't find this as normal, especially because they voiced all the time that it will be, a big friend, Google, Maps and so on. This, you will see. When I ask how the fuck am I gonna see this, they took me to different parts of the world, and that's why, in particular, I found this completely idiotic. This stuff. This stuff started during the time when there was no Google Maps and stuff like this, and then became so congested with all kinds of issues that surely this absolutely didn't have any kind of prospect. I mean, absolutely any kind of prospect. Surrounded with animals. I'm not going to even say idiots, but animals, literally, that wandered the world around, world in a total luxury, and simply what is this Chico doing here? There is some lady here. Let me see this here. I was here. I mean, it doesn't make sense to even talk about this stuff. It absolutely makes no sense to talk about this stuff. This is a tremendous waste of time. Life, not time. Okay, so this is what that's how far we get. Unless you want to jump in the water, talking to Google. I don't want to waste time. Not yours like this. This is a waste of time. This individual was out of the business because Barack Obama figured out that it's dangerous. They started to contemplate to move him out from here because that was dangerous. And I don't know what happened. So they transferred him to another location, whatever the case might be. That's where they started to claim me that it's over, that it's no more, that it's some other company inside, etc., etc. I doubt it. I doubted that, sure, but Barack Obama insisted on that. Sometimes in I don't know, might have been like 1993, 1994, that it's out of the business, that it's just no more, that he doesn't work anymore, that they're going to close down, they're going to put another company, and that kind of stuff. But why? Because it was so much torture that went on. As a matter of fact, that took place in 1996, let me see, 1996, maybe some 97. Yeah, 2 years about after I entered the United States of America, something like that. In 1995 I entered. So this is completely fucked up. I don't know what to tell you about this stuff. If this is how you rate people as mentally ill and normal, what kind of world is this? Was this by far worse than they say like in an African jungle. I don't know. People in jungle, they are organized. They live well. They respect one another, and they just help one another. They live to help one another. This is like in some kind of American jungle, you mean? Like in the United States, like shit like in the United States of America. Oh yeah, that's true. Truly, like animals. Alright, we did talk in video number 1 about this building here. I'm pretty much repeating the stuff, don't I? Simply upgrade it. Simply upgrade it. Turn into a bigger facility. Unless, and they did use another company, they found another company to protect their Slovenian, American, Russian, Serbian interests. Listen, say, I don't give a fuck with who you are. I mean, I don't care. This is your problem. This is your problem with who you are. That's your problem. With Russia, I think you always were, because I can see the Russian planes, I can see the Russian technology. That's all based on American platform. And listen, it's not my business. That's your problem. That's not my problem. Your problem is not going to become my problem. I think you're a fucking problem. And I think it's not worth it to solve your problems. Because I think you are deliberately insane. Because you're wasting time, and by wasting time you kill people. You kill me. And I'm human. You're not. This is for the world, basically, to understand who the fuck you are. You had a lot to tell about me. Now it's my time. These people here, this stuff here, JBAB Photo Studio, they are very calm people. These are very, very calm people, I would say. They did not complicate things. To me, I rather feel like they were extremely helpful, friendly people, till I don't know, till they eventually, at one point in time, they turned to be thugs, and they also started to go in a, this was like a family business, I think. I think it was like brothers, I think, but I'm not sure. Or co-workers, but I think they were more brothers. I don't know. I'm not sure. So they have some black photos. If you want to know how that looks like,
it was on accident. So, and I said the same thing happened with Miss Naima, but I'm sorry, Diana. And but Miss Diana, she had a laugh about it. You know, she wasn't mad because and I told her I'm sorry too. She just said, oh, "Okay, it's my fault." So, yeah, so, when you said, get my purse, I thought that was very, very rude. You should have said, please. And I did.
Okay. I don't know what happened to this lady. These people were white here. I think they were extremely friendly. Um, I don't want to get into the American racial stuff. It does not concern me. Not anymore. I'm not going to be the one who's going to take justice against myself no more. You are the same kind of seed. You are the same. You worked with one another. I mean, it's okay. You're not better than, you are the same kind, all of you. People get fucked when they start to take side in your America. That's when they get fucked. If they are white, if they're from other countries that are potentially important, that are of certain importance, then it's a real problem that comes out. Every time when I see this building, I am very angry about Prince Andrew. I think the first time that I saw this building was with him. He told me to watch this building, driving past this with whoever, with Joe, and he told me to watch this building. He made me so excited about it. I think they switched with another location. I am really, really deeply confused about this building. Deeply confused. Because they were doing everything possible to confuse me. No, absolutely everything possible to confuse me. They barely allow me to see one. And they were doing absolutely everything possible to confuse me with another building. There was another building that was much smaller than this one, and they were switching with that building. Repeating the same site over and over and over with this building. U.S. Department of Defense, Andrew B. This is, I realize right now one thing. This is not even the building, I think, that they presented here. This is not even the building. This here. Yeah, this year I just realized this is not the building. This is another building. Now this building did not change at all. This building here, this building is intact, just the way it's supposed to be. This is what I was surprised, because to me it looked like this building grew up immensely. This is a much bigger size building. I mean, so for me to put it this way, this is another location. We were also in that location, but this location is nowhere near. This is a building completely in other part of Washington D.C. And this is here Lake Okoting Park. So I made a mistake in part number 1, and no, I did not make a mistake in part number 1. I mean, the way this stuff was done, this is just was not. This is not. Screw that. Use the word ethical. In what sense the fuck does it pertain to United States of America, anyways? Come on. It's a waste of time. This building, the way you have seen the photo, is from outside of the Washington D.C. This is not even in the Washington D.C. Where the hell is this building? I don't know. But it is. It's where they would also deliver me all the time. This is just another building. They told me, hey, you're really good if you can point this one out. Yeah, I mean, how the hell not? You can waste your time. This has got a completely different background, this building. This is probably the building located here. It's a totally different animal, this one here. And I really don't see the purpose in talking about this is not it. There is on the other side of the city. But I don't see the purpose in talking about I really don't see the purpose in talking about or thinking about where I was driving around with the Prince Andrew. Like, fuck Prince Andrew. I mean, what do I have out of wasting my life like this at age is going toward 54 years of age? And I am wasting time on animal, basically, with father that is sick on the deathbed in the hospital and so on. It really does me no good. And finally I made it to some place where, again, there is no fucking, and fucklety, basically. They invented the way to waste time. They invented the way to waste time and the U.S. so-called Justice Department of State. And you have seen how that went. This animal of Andrew was driving me in some area here around Washington, D.C., where they actually, there was a facility, a military facility, whatever the fuck, they started one. Just like this, when I look at the Google Maps, who the fuck knows? One facility might have been really here somewhere in this Severna Park, whatever area, somewhere here or something like this. I don't know. Let me see, 5 kilometer. And the other one was somewhere in the woods. Now, where are the woods? Woods is here. So where the fuck you gonna go and you're gonna find these buildings when you know what I'm saying? I mean, this is a fucking dementia. I don't want to get into this. This is what they wanted me to do. They wanted me to do it like this. This is building located in another part of the city that did not even exist, probably, I'm going to say. Definitely not in a size the way it exists right there. This building came to life the way you see it now. It started to develop, let's just put it this way, sometimes like in 2000. And for whatever reason, the hell that was, it was identified as a prosperous building. It was identified as a building that had a prospect, that was actually developing rapidly, that was successful. So that tells me that they were developing something inside of one, whatever the hell they were doing. Because there were other facilities, they simply... Some of the facilities, they even, it appeared to me that they closed the facilities even. Or they did belong to U.S. Department of Defense? Likely. There was a building they eventually even closed. Or I don't know what they do with it. Or downsize, close one temporary, or whatever the fuck they do with it. Who knows? They have a lot of money, man. They have a lot of money. They break the taxpayers' balls, but when it comes, they do have a lot of money. This was maybe Marine One Hangar was one of the last projects, I would even say. This was not this project here, Marine One Hangar. Not really, I'm mistaken about this. I am mistaken. This place sat for some time without anything, maybe for 2 years. There was no building, maybe something like that. They claim that they got immediately somebody and so on, but I don't know if this is the way it was. Yeah, I'm right now literally thinking about the grammar school and high school. Isn't that fucking insane? The grammar school I ended in 85. '86. I think they started to take care of this building here, like I would say like 91, 92, they started to remove the old stuff from here. That's what I think would be the case. And then it was some time without anything. And I am mistaken here deeply. They removed this earlier than that. They removed this way earlier. Practically, I didn't tell nothing new in this video, so I don't even know if I would post this to the internet. Pretty much repeating the same stuff from the part number 1. I did the part number 1 quite really well, actually. the animals were when I was in really a kid. I was not exactly child, but 10 years old, 12 years old. This building here, this stuff here, the way they remove this stuff here, I think like I was really like in a 6th grade of the grammar school. This stuff here, it was like one of the first things that happened. But the building, did you see right there, Marine One hangar, this one just didn't come back anytime soon. I mean, on a picture, it just didn't come on a picture anytime soon. This is one of the first things that they did here. Maybe one of the first things. I don't know. In a 6th grade of grammar school, I was about 12 years old, 13 years old. I don't know. 1984, I would say, that they cleared this away. It was this building, this dumpster next door that they removed. (1986) maximum, basically my grammar school entering the high school. 1987. 1986, 1987, I walked through here without anything. They cleaned this stuff. There might be still some barrack that would stay. They were asking me if there is like which one went out first and which stayed. It was like this that during MK Ultra I remember that stuff. So this stayed. When it comes to Marine One hangar, maybe if I would sleep over and wake up in the morning, there will be more information on my head, definitely. But I'm trying to seal the deal right now. Marine hangar. This was just fairly late building. This building finally popped up sometimes, like I think, like I don't know, 1992, 1993, and I'm gonna make a final shot at it. And I'm gonna say 1994. Marine One hangar. Marine One hangar, 1994, I would say, appeared. I remember Tanya Fayon involved in this stuff. Tanya Fayon was very active here too. Tanya Fayon was coming here. Can you imagine this bullshit? Marine One hangar appeared either in 1993 or it appeared in (1997). So that's a 4-year window right there. Tanya Fayon was a Satan during MK Ultra that, just like Robert Golovich, Kuchan loved nothing more than to switch between the buildings. And Tanya Fayon went insane after me. Sometimes in 1996, 1995, 1996, she wanted to see me killed, literally. What that means is that she invented all kinds of new stuff to screw me up, and she was the one who screwed up this building with the dates. She was playing with it. This goes between 1993 and 1997. And because she found another building that looked just like Marine One hangar, I'm going to say this building is the Marine One hangar. I'm going to give one 1995, 1995 definite. 1995 Marine One hangar. 1995 Marine hangar. Definite. Definite. I already did this 2 buildings here. I did this stuff here. The U.S. Secret Service SA and U.S. Department of Homeland Security. I told you about this stuff here. This here looked to me like a telemarketing company, this here. And it's strange because I was told that the main office is right where it says U.S. Department of Defense here. Those are the main offices, is what they claimed. So, I don't know. It says here U.S. Secret Service, and it says here U.S. Department of Homeland Security. And this year, I told you, they had females here, they had girls here, they had people like to me, it looked like a telemarketing company, basically. Simple as this. And this here was a management building where you see this U.S. Secret Service, U.S. Department of Homeland Security. This always appeared to me like management building, like the main building. They told you this is the main building. I find it kind of strange because supposedly the kitchen was here. And so I don't understand, this building is not even so big. Where the hell would that be a kitchen here? I am trying to figure out that stuff, and I think it was the opposite way, and we would go through the parking to this building in the kitchen. I think that this is where they had kitchen, here, in this place, I think. It might be just this part here that was a kitchen, who the hell knows. This building's one of the pictures since from forever. This building's one of the pictures since 1982. There is nothing new about them. Nobody built anything here. It was exactly the way you see it. So, let me see what else I can tell you about this stuff here. This building here that you see here, this stuff here, this building did not change in any way. This building is still the way it was. As a matter of fact, let me think about something else. I don't know. Honestly, I cannot tell you about this building because this building always seemed to me very small. And because it seemed to me very small, and because it's fairly small when you compare to these other buildings here, at least from the air when you look at it, it's very difficult to, especially because you don't have the vision, there is no view to see the building, even the fucking building, you cannot see one from the side. There is no such thing as Google Maps anywhere. The building that you have seen earlier on the map, this building here, this building here, I know that lady. I know the lady that that was recorded here. I know the lady that was recorded here. I know this lady here, this JBAB Photo Studio. I know it. She was involved in MK Ultra. She talks about something about the stolen bag and this and that.
It was on accident, so, and I said the same thing happened with Miss Naima, but, I'm sorry, Diana. And, but Miss Diana, she had a laugh about it, she wasn't mad, because I told her I'm sorry too. She just said, oh, okay, it's my fault. So, yeah, so, when you said get my purse, I thought that was very, very rude. You should have said please. And I did.
This area was, how can I say, this area was presented to me like a black problematic area. It was with a black population acting extremely possessive, extremely like unwilling to back down, unwilling to be polite, unwilling to that's how they presented me, the community is unwilling to they presented them like they are invincible, like they can get around anything. They can they go inside of the store and they can steal things and you can't do anything about it. Literally in that sense, to drive me insane. Now, do I believe this? They did this with assistance of American blacks too. I told you already earlier what I think about this whole thing. I don't have a good opinion. This lady was involved in it. I think they had some black lady cleaner also here in this place. What is this thing here? JBAB Photo Studio, whatever this is. This is just this part here, JBAB Studio. But the rest here, it's not. The rest is something else. I don't know what the hell is this, and they don't tell you anything. It's written 127 Boundary Drive, and that's it. You know, folks, this is... I don't know, this was some kind of a warehouse, whatever the hell it was. So I gotta make sure I did absolutely everything. This always was here. This was always on the picture. This here. To me, it looked like a private business, private company. This stuff here. What exactly is this here? I don't know. To me, this building here that you see here looked like it changed owners already before. But to me, it looked like they were not successful at it or whatever it was. But I would like to voice that it's a question. These people are very, very questionable. Because not only supposedly they change hands, but they even chanted, there was even chant that they work for the government and stuff like this. So, you hear me. I would not cast my vote. I would not say shit about, without even having a fucking Google Maps like this. I'm not doing this. We did this very nicely. This Marine One hangar, this is well done. The building they were playing, the building what they were playing with, at the beginning stages of MK Ultra, in respect to a plane incident, you know, how they would fuck the plane up and stuff like that. I just recalled right now, this does not even go into 2008. The play with lasers, as they indicated. The play with the lasers goes to year, the first time that they demanded from me to watch the building from the outside and from the distance. It goes to the year 1992, 1991, and 1992. How about this? How, why? It was not here. There was this building that interior looked like the one of the Sharing Plow, and this was this original not original, but yet another building. I am not going to accomplish anything with this stuff here. That would be basically the best for me to draw you a picture. The building would be like this. Very, very strange building with something also like this. And with the upper portion windows like this. I don't know, this would be just you know, something like, I don't know. Something like this building, whatever the hell that was. This was the initial terrorism. Nobody said anything about the planes at the time. Nobody talked anything about the planes. But they did demanded from me to look at the top of the building and where it would be possible to shoot a laser. Obviously must have been a laser weapon. Obviously must have been something. They wanted me to live myself in a scenario to watch where would it be possible to do something bad. And that supposedly had a view on the Potomac River. The year when we are talking about specifically about this stuff, when it all started, it must have been between 1991 and 1993, the latest. And I say 91, 93 because it was 2 years they haggled in between what to do with me. And so they started with this shit to play with in 1994. Obviously, on a long term, when I consider talking about the plane helicopter crash. So it doesn't go to 2008, but it goes between 91 to 1993. There is a strong possibility that this building was nowhere even in the United States of America. Joe Biden is, when it comes to Baltimore, Washington, D.C., like at home. I know that he was born in some other part of the United States, whatever, Pennsylvania. But for him, St. Mary Medical Center, Baltimore, and then Washington right there. He extremely was well with a strong background when it comes to certain locations. He alone was into this issue so much that he was searching for an options to screw me up. He had extremely strong background with area, the way it looked like, profile one, and so on. Where would it look like similar, where would it not like similar? So he was searching for locations. Baltimore, he mentioned Baltimore. I don't know where in Baltimore that would be. I mean, there's nothing in Baltimore that anything that could replicate. There is a Francis Scott Key, the blue. This is a story completely by itself. I already did talk about this one. Yeah, I gave up on this bullshit. This is Dementia. This is a regular Dementia. This is a waste of time and hard drive and absolutely everything. Totally crap. Total crap. Oh, there you go. We can make another round. Total waste of time. What Joe was, where he was playing with this stuff, the guy is fucking demented. The guy is criminally insane lunatic. And he served as a president of the United States of America. And Americans are happy with him because he signed off a lot of student loans. And he gave a pardon, they say, to many criminals. Just like or so basically Donald Trump could give pardon to his criminals. Like I said, all this stuff was in making, just as I witnessed in the case of California since I was a child. California fire, basically. United States of America is the evil. This time around, it was exactly United States of America, not Germany, that took initiative in a resurgence of the neo-Nazism. That I can assure you. So, This doesn't make me any sense, absolutely any sense for me to waste time like this. That's what I can do in respect to this stuff here. Except one more thing. I want to finish this consolidated issue here, the consolidated warehouse. The father also had a daughter, a beautiful daughter. He didn't only have son, he had daughter, or maybe even daughters. I think, you know what I think? I think that this was like a port authority, that he worked here, that there was a worker, that he was a worker here and here, right? That's how we're going to finish the video, because this is the way it was. And this is what they would bring me already as a child. Yeah, I would meet these workers here in this port. Whatever the hell they were doing, they were working for the port. It was a state job, and the state job went bankrupt. They, in other words, privatized this property. And they privatized this property sometimes in early 90s. When the people find themselves on the street, they seems like offer them also options to run private. And I'm not very sure, I'm not absolutely positive if he was one of them. He might have been one of them, I don't know. I remember the guys that lost job. And I don't know how, out of, you know, if he was already here already before, if he was doing something, but that he was extremely knew how to get around. And I don't know what it was, that he decided that he's going to go on his own or whatever he will be doing. And so that's how he opened. He was not the only one. It seems to me there was more workers that opened business here, and they went out of the business. So I think that workers started to work here. Previous worker, the state workers, cleaners, whatever they were doing for the city, work, handy, whatever they were doing in this marina here, in this port. They went, sometimes I think in 1988, they privatized this thing. And he might have been the only one who actually survived. That's how this consolidated warehouse came to life. We're going to do this as the last revelation about this. And it was financially rewarding for him enough to afford himself this share in this warehouse. So the warehouse, I believe, came to life very difficult, very, very difficult. You have no idea how difficult it is to strike this directly. As you must, you know. Between 98 and even 2003, very, very, very difficult. Very difficult stuff. And I'm going to try to coordinate this with the other one, with this one here, with this Marine One hangar. Yeah. So I think he took a credit, he took a good loan. And I would say that this came to life in 1998. I think it was debt-free in 2003, something like this. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to mark this one here with 98, and that he came on a green branch sometime by 2003, that he was doing really well here. Also with what became for him a warehouse. This here, this place here, this stuff here, also they had another location they were switching with. So how do you go with this stuff? They show you the map, they show you other locations for every location they have, and they create their own map in your head, and you're supposed to go and you're supposed to do all this stuff. I think I did pin them though. I think I did it. I think I fairly did this stuff. I think I did extremely well with this stuff. As the last one I did with workers, the state workers that worked for this port, how they lost the jobs. I think they lost them in 1988. I think I did very good. I think I did very well with this stuff. This guy, it seems to me like he was always employed or something like that, but I'm not sure. In 1988, I think he took a partner and they started together a company. And the partner was just one of his co-workers, whatever it was. That's the way it was, this stuff. So if you want to know about the history about this consolidated warehouse, now we're going to do it this way. So this is the way to do it. Consolidated warehouse, we're going to say year 2000. I'm going to round up one to year 2000. I'm going to go exactly 2000. So it's not going to be between 98 and between 2003. I'm going to go with the 2000. I'm going to say 2000. It probably was 99. Probably was about like 99, something like that. 2000, let's do it. 2001, 2000. Very difficult. This one here is very difficult. This warehouse. This warehouse is difficult. So this must have been then the last project that came up on the picture was this warehouse here. This must have been then the last project. Must be this warehouse here. Let's round up this to year 2000. It did help me out that much. The people were not excited. This a white American guy, he was not excited about knowing the stuff and so on. They were not. They, you know, sick stuff as it gets. These guys here, I feel sorry for them, for these workers here that used to work here, that I would meet them. Because they couldn't get job. They didn't fire them in 1988. They fired them already before in 1980. So I was a child when I came and I didn't know what went on. Here and there some lost job and so on. And so in 1988 they finished, they fired everybody. You want to call this privatize? Not an easy thing for them. It was very difficult. Very difficult stuff. Yeah, I am still gonna. This is between this warehouse when it comes to this consolidated warehouse. Very difficult because they have other locations involved in it. Trust me, they would get the owners to go to other locations if their locations were in the area and post over there to fuck you. They do that stuff. They did that stuff for the government, either for the money, for the favors, careers, whatever the fuck it was, real estate, whatever it was. That's how difficult this shit is. And it's not in Moscow, it's not in the Russia. The city name is Washington, D.C. Swinery that you don't easily find under the sun. This was Milan Kuch and Robert Golob all over the place. Psychiatrist Kopch was big here. Psychiatrist Kopch was a big man. Mafia, basically, crime, organized crime, assassins, killers, police. Novo Mesto investigators, dogs from Slovenia came to demonstrate how it's done. And Americans embraced it. Because this is the American way. And then there is nothing to America other than shit. This was a swine, this American guy, if you want to know something. His son was a svinia. Svinia. He was a swine. He did go to another location with Robert Golob, psychiatrist Kapsch, to fuck me in respect to Consolidated Warehouse. If I take time, I can even demonstrate you. It's right across the river. I can even find you. I can even demonstrate the fucking house. The warehouse. So I think that this was the last thing that came up, was this warehouse here. And I don't know. I don't even know the year that this one came up. Very difficult because of this stuff. In one way, he's telling me very, very early on, 96, even 97. On the other hand, I have a problem because of another location they were playing with. Very difficult stuff to do when they start to flash you with location, which is gonna, building is gonna remind of the one that is gonna come up way before the building exists anywhere. That creates a total fuck up, especially when after the building already is placed and they continue to take you to other location and continue to flash with that location. You have no idea what kind of fuck up this creates in your head. And that's what they were doing. They were doing three-dimensional goggles to demonstrate stuff that also did not exist during MK Ultra, etc., etc. And so, what kind of a swines do this? I mean, and you want me to talk about what you want me to tell you about United States of America, how good it is, how great it is. This is what Arnold Schwarzenegger can say. Is wunderbar. But he is German. I am not German. Obviously, I am not German. This house came up to existence, I believe, in 1997. This warehouse. In 1997, I would say this one came up. 98, 97. The time when these owners were still normal people. But right here across the channel is where psychiatrist Peter Kapsch would drive me. In front of some building, all dozed from lack of the sleep. Evidently the building that was not to be the one, and flash me with one. This building that he would deliver me, these people are familiarized, is located right across the channel. No, I would not bet in any of these people. Right on the other side of this, must be here somewhere. As you go here, okay, that's bridge, right? This here, this must be somewhere here. Whatever that might be, and I really don't know. I don't know so well. I was not the one who was driving around here and wasting time like this, getting paid basically to do damage like this. I was not the one. Ask your fucking government from United States of America. And they will tell you. They demanded also to go and waste time on this island here to do this kind of stuff. to waste this. Oh, interesting, yeah. So everything I stated to you is the way it's supposed to be. I mentioned people. There are no people. These are animals. Animals do the stuff like this to people. People don't do stuff like this to people. I wasted time, so it was mine. I put this on the internet. Honestly, I don't even want to see it. I don't even want to see this. I don't even want to see it. Ask your fucking Obama to tell you about this. I was wrong about map of plane crash. The fucking scum lied. Ask your fucking Biden why he lied, scumbag. The Alex Jones. Ask him about the plane crash in front of that hangar, marina, he claimed. He was the one who claimed this island here. It's where the plane crashed. Ask him about. He'll tell you. He tells you the truth. He only wants good for you. So you see what America wants. Right here, he told me, Alex Jones was the mentor, teacher, tutored me to see this here, in front of the hangar, right here, in front of the hangar, that it smashed right there in the water, right here, in this area here. This is what they indoctrinated me here. They claim that it's in Anacordia River. Today I have seen that it was far from what I was taught. I was amazed because they indicated down here like this, and that's a totally far away from what I indicated. That had nothing to do with what I was brainwashed during MK Ultra to tell you. So you fucking swines, you see how good you are. No. What matters is only whatever I tell right? And even whatever I tell right is a waste of time, right? You fucking swines, Americans. You do it like this, right? See how smart you are. Here is the map. I saw the map today where actually the plane and helicopter clashed. This here. So this is far away from where I indicated you. You know. This is not crash site. Actually, not even there. Look at that. The crash site they indicate in the middle of the river. Totally. Even this is not the proper. The crash site, obviously, like this. No, actually, worse than that. Behind, like this. Behind this thing here. Behind this here, in the middle, like this. So, you see, I was brainwashed to be a schizophrenic, to be a schizo, That's what America have seen in me as a potential. So that's way off from here, right? Where I indicated you earlier. Marina, this warehouse. Right? So I was groomed to be your schizophrenic, schizo, time waster basically. God bless Britain. Yes. A lease in the box is a sick stuff from Prince William. This stuff here from Lizzie is in a box was a sick stuff. Prince William was the one who brainwashed me during MK Ultra with. However, I did not understood what means Liz is in the box. I thought they meant the Liz is in the box, a monarchy is in the box. A box, like a corner, with nowhere to run. But it came evidently out, as I read about this phenomena here, that it was a Queen Elizabeth that was dumped into a casket, which I found also under MK Ultra as mentally ill. This was the specialty of your Prince William. He's sick motherfucker. He's sick. He's a sick motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you who. I'm gonna tell you, Will. I'm gonna tell you who you are. You are sick. You're mentally ill, mentally disturbed individual. You are just like your father, your uncle, and everyone else. This guy used to, he lied also. I recall this stuff also. This guy that used to work at this location here, that he hired at, what is this, U.S. Department of Defense. I told you a mixed race guy was the main guy that hired. This guy, you remember when I told you this issue here, I told you about this issue here. You know, this guy, he was like on an upper floor, not on a third and on the fourth. Okay. And you know who was on the third and on the fourth floor? I'm going to tell you who it was. Yeah, I remember that stuff too. Yeah. Right above him were big bosses. Some fat guy sit by the white guys. They sit at top of it. One was really fat, and it was more than one. They would always come to him for a visit. Whenever they would deliver me, he would always welcome me inside and stuff. And what they would do is they would have also occasionally other guys that they would be inside at his place. Oh, I remember how it was even inside, how you went inside, you know. And atop of him, it was again the same thing. And they watched the guy who was doing the interview, is what I was told. The guy above him was with the stomach, and then there was another guy. Big shots, basically, like higher big shots. That's how they bosses, like a big bosses, bigger bosses than he was. He was a recruiter, and they were his boss, basically. If you want to know about that building. And no, he did not have an apartment. He lied about that stuff too. He did have a daughter, and he was located in this part of the Washington, D.C. Let me demonstrate you about this stuff here. So this is a Washington, D.C. This guy who was above him looked like a German, I would say. American. Yeah, I think that he was like about something like this here. Shillington, you know, almost in Alexandria West. He was fairly behind the city, and he also had a sister, this guy. I already know too many details about this guy. Let me see this here. So you go here, you go across the bridge, boom, zuck, you get around, you get here, and so you get here, you get here. Let me make sure about this stuff here. That's a 5 now. You get through here, boom. Yeah, if you ask me about where this guy was at home, where he lived, I would tell you that he lived here, and I think his was a nurse, his wife or his sister, I don't know. House, residential house, housing area. Yeah. Let me see Stevie Wonder. Let me see Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder. No. When he was young. 1990, let's say. No. You know how this guy looked like? Let me demonstrate you. Let me oh, it's a little bit gonna be difficult, this stuff here. Let me see some competition. If I could find the guy that was, that's Ray Charles. The closer that will come to him, Lionel Richie. I would say he looked like somewhat like a Lionel Richie, like this guy. Now I give you the physical description of the guy, and the guy above him was a fat guy. Looked to me like white American fat guy. And above him it was a skinny guy and taller guy, American. And those are his supervisors. And the man who was doing a hiring looked like a Lionel Richie, more or less. And he had a daughter and he had a sister. His sister, I think, was single and lived inside of the apartment building. And he lived inside of the house. So there you have it. And this here would be part of the city here. That this man around here, it wasn't much of a difference. And I'm really, I was his wife nurse or was his sister nurse? I do not know. Like something like Seminary Hill, Alexandria, Virginia. Like in that area, like I don't even know what this is. What the hell is this here? How it looked like? What is this thing here? Yeah, this is like, I don't know, man. This sounds like awfully close to him. It reminds me of something as if you would have also ability to walk through that. More or less this would be really the area where he would, it kind of looked like that. Okay, so I know that I'm very close here. No, I had no fucking idea about what went on. I had no clue about what the hell went on. You know when I told you earlier about this stuff? Definition of the schizophrenia, when you're drugged up and you just have to kill time without even knowing what the fuck you're doing, just so that you're doing something so that you beat complete insanity. That you have to find your way to entertain yourself with something, whichever way you know, so you don't go completely mad. This is actually also the opportunity for you to fuck people who want you to pay them attention. Too much attention. when you don't like somebody, then you find also the way to entertain these people through exactly what I stated right now, by basically making them waste time. The stuff they do, it always comes back one way or the other. It's really is. It's a karma. It's actually, it fucks back, right back. The road I demonstrated reminds me of her sister's daughter that would also go with, I don't know, what cousin, whatever, that would escort me to them. So where the hell that would be, how you would get there, I don't know, but I found myself walking with the young kids, literally toward, in direction to what I demonstrated you. It was a pretty good hit that I indicated you right there. So that's the description basically that I gave you. That's a very, very, very good, strong description of this individual that I gave you. Oh. It was quite bizarre for me to see this from the map, to realize that he was commuting himself from here through the bridge and then all the way around the city, which was very, very kind of unlikely that you would eventually wander so far, you know. So something like this, folks, that much for your plane crash, for your stuff. Joe Biden demanded for me to see myself in a White House. The way he did MK Ultra in our house, the way he brainwashed, he did this in such an entertaining way. This is such a great liar, psychopath. He would do it. It goes here, and then you do this, and then you tell that, and then you do this, and then you do that, and so on, and then that, and then and then he said, "Oh, Bob, what do you see right there? What is there?" And I go like, "Oh, where? What?" It says here, White House. Oh, White House. Oh, he started to laugh with the psychiatrist, cops, police in front of me. This is how the MK Ultra went. And it just excited you about nothing really, about no fucking prospect to survive. That's all there is to it. That's United States of America, if you want. United States of America is the greatest country in the world because United States of America, with the British, they figure out the way how to waste people time. Just remember what I told you. They figure out how to waste people a time. That's why this is the greatest country in the world. When humanity learns about what I stated to you here, United States of America is going to be very, very, very poor. Very poor. It doesn't matter what happened during the World War II. This time around, it was America that jump-started the stuff we see in the world. It was United States of America that initiated war on Ukraine. United States of America was the one that disarmed Ukraine from nuclear arsenal. Ukraine would not disarm itself if told by the British only to disarm itself. It was United States of America politicians that disarmed Ukraine. This time around, it was America that declared the war on the rest of the world. You can see who is inside of the White House.